Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be going for a drive with FSD version 13.2.8. And yeah, I'm not sure if this version's any better. There's some critical fails, some, I don't know what the heck FSD was doing moments. So please stick around, check out the clips, and tell me what you think. Did FSD make progress on this version? First off here, we're going up to Arctic Valley or Alpenglow Ski Resort. And yeah, FSD is like right on the edge, like ready to fall off. Here we're going around the corner, and FSD is taking the corner pretty tight, uh, and it stays on the inside. The curve straightens out, and the car is way on the left side, um, which is good when there's no cars coming. But I just thought that was odd. I haven't seen that before, where I don't know why it was doing that. Obviously, for humans, if we're going really fast on the road, we're going to use the whole road to our advantage. But here we're just driving by some people who are running. FSD did pretty good right there. I didn't have anywhere to go because their cars were coming. Went by another one, gave the runner some space, did pretty good. But this one, you know, it gave him enough space, but that guy was a little upset and we were a little uncomfortable in the vehicle. We were a little bit too close. Otherwise, FSD did good getting by those people. Here, I'm pulling into parking lot, and FSD is trying to get through right here. I mean, it's supposed to be able to drive through, but these people parked in the wrong spot and they were unloading, and FSD was trying to get in there, but it just didn't want to run those people over, and they were a little bit too slow to act. And so FSD decided it's just going to go ahead and park, kind of gave up. Uh, so anyway, I just took over the vehicle and just went back through where FSD was trying to go through. And sorry for the visor being down there. It was pretty sunny that day. So here, coming up to an intersection, as you can see, we're not in the turn lane. And yeah, when we take off, FSD tries to turn. And so I had to intervene. As you can see, yep, it tries to go. And it would have been fine if I would have let it go through, but it was a legal turn, so I intervened. Okay, so we're pulling into a turn-only lane as painted on the ground, and also on the stoplight pole ahead of us, it says turn only. So there's two left lanes that are turn only, one lane right next to me that's straight, which it normally goes into. I'm not sure why it chose this turn only lane. So here in a little bit, it's going to get a green light for the straight one, and the turn onlys are red lights. And as soon as it turns green, FSD goes because it wants to go straight. So FSD went straight on a turn only. And to make things worse, there was a cop one car behind me, but luckily he didn't notice. Here we have the right of way. This guy started to pull out, and FSD didn't flinch at all, just kept on going. Luckily, the guy. So I intervened right there because FSD was riding up on the curb. You couldn't see it because of the snow, but I would have got curb rash if it. So here there's actually two lanes. FSD has driven in the middle multiple times. It just doesn't know that there's two lanes until it starts to see little lines around here, or the road gets a little wider and then it chooses a lane. Okay, next up here we got some fresh snow, and FSD is making its own trail again. It just doesn't ride in the middle of the road where everyone else does. So here, FSD is going through a couple circles, and obviously, the camera is always looking at you to see if you're paying attention. And I had some irritation in my eyes, and my eyes were just, I could barely keep them open because they were just hurting so bad. And FSD was nagging me all day long because my eyes were so squinty. And as you can see, it's flashing on the screen there. Pay attention. And yeah, so I either had to, touch on the steering wheel or like try to open my eyes really wide, which I couldn't do. Here, FSD is in the outside lane. I'm trying to turn on to a business on the right side of the road, And FSD commonly does this, and here, it just kind of weasels its way right into where it needs to go. Um, not my preference. I don't drive like that, but FSD doesn't really care. It works, but not the best. Here I'm just driving down my road, and the shadows would do phantom braking previously. But here, so far, I haven't had any phantom braking on this new version. It does pick up like heights and puddles and stuff, and sometimes it gets confused. Right. So this new version of FSD, it pulls in my driveway fairly well. Occasionally, it has brain farts and just can't figure out how to get in. Here, I'm at Costco, and again, this version, similar to other versions, sometimes it parks, sometimes it doesn't. Right here, it looks at parking in a handicap spot, but it doesn't take it, which is good. But then again, it parks right there. Okay, here I'm pulling in the Three Bears in Peters Creek for the supercharger, which is straight behind that big green box. In FSD, half the time it tries to park in the parking lot, which is not ideal. This time it pulls into the supercharger. There's the superchargers right there on the right. Everything's looking good. Pulls out like it's going to back in, and it doesn't back in. So I just wait there for a bit. Nothing happens. And so then I gave it a little juice to go whatever way it wants to go. And it chose to go forward. And then it proceeded to park into the supercharger, which, yeah, you can't charge your car like this. Okay, so here I'm leaving the supercharger, and this has happened 2 times. The exit's to the left, and the car circles around the gas pumps. And previously, it did like 2 laps around the gas pump and could not figure out how to get out of the parking lot, which is pretty concerning because it got into the parking lot and there's only one way out. So I just thought this was really strange. I have no idea what's going on. Um, yeah, I mean, you have GPS and you have cameras. Why couldn't it figure it out? So obviously, I didn't want to do laps around the gas pump anymore, so I just took over. Another strange thing about this place is it doesn't know how to get out. So this time, it pulls up to the road. There's no medians. It turns right, and then it cuts through a parking lot. It's like, what the heck? This probably happens 1 out of 4 times. And obviously, I normally intervene and I don't go driving through somebody's parking lot. But yeah, it's just a really strange thing. I mean, it's vision, you think it would figure it out. And even GPS, I don't understand why the mapping system has it routed this way. Even sometimes coming into the supercharger, it routes it this way. It's just very strange. Um, yeah, navigated the parking lot fine, didn't run anyone over, but obviously, if cyber cabs were doing this everywhere, everyone would be pissed off at them and destroying them, and yeah, it would not be good. Okay, next up here, this is actually how you're supposed to leave the supercharger, and so the car knows how to do it. It does it majority of the time, but yeah, occasionally it just goes the wrong way. It takes a right instead of a left, and yeah, so there's no easily done. Not sure why it has issues. So here, coming into the driveway, and there's something, it sees something, doesn't know what to do. The new version of FSD, it recognizes puddles and ice, and sometimes it'll steer away from them. So it's a little more sensitive on what it sees on the ground. Still hits potholes, but I have no idea what it saw in the driveway that it was confused. And then here somewhere, a little message pops up on the screen saying small object in front of a car or something like that. And I just gave it a little juice, and I knew there wasn't anything out there. And so I just went ahead and went down the driveway. No big deal. But anyway, hey guys, thanks for sticking around. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you would like me to cover. But otherwise, this new FSD has been great. Make sure to use my referral link if you're in the market for a new Tesla. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.